Heads up. Hello everyone, Dana14 Prime here. Today I want to drop a heads up video. Saw some interesting news on Instagram today. Hot Toys is releasing a comic concept version of Wonder Woman. I have not seen this go up for pre-order on Sideshow just yet. Usually these go up the same day, later in the day, that Hot Toys announces the figures. But still waiting, but check the link in the description below. I will link out to Sideshow with a Hot Toys filter. So if it's out there, it'll pop up. I thought this was really, really interesting because Hot Toys is venturing into comic book space, right? Now they're still calling it comic concept, so maybe not hard and fast, comic book version, but inspired by certainly. And what I can tell and what they say over here in the description is, this is largely a reuse of the Justice League Wonder Woman. And you can see just significantly redecoed, right, in the comic book inspired colors. Much more brighter red and gold. Kind of the blue with the stars across the skirt, silver gauntlets, different style or brighter colors on the shield, silver tiara. On the whole, it looks like, the same figure. I think even the same Gal Gadot head sculpt, though, when you read the description, they're not claiming it's a likeness of her. But from what I can tell, they haven't really switched the head sculpt. Here's the Justice League head sculpt, Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman. And here, I don't know, in some instances, maybe it's a little different. In others, it's like, oh, no, it's kind of the same. So difficult to tell. If anything, maybe it's painted slightly different. But it seems to be largely the same sculpt all the way through. So my sense is this is largely repaint, redeco. As we've seen generally the case for all of these concept characters, right? We saw Iron Man, we saw Captain America, and similar to them, it's not using the talent likeness, right? Not naming the actors, Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, etc., Gal Gadot, kind of keeping that off the table for these figures. But what I'm super hyped about for this is they're venturing into at least the comic space. It's a small step. But it's a step, right? So it'll be interesting to see if they progress further from this. I would love for Hot Toys to go more into classic or comic styled 6-scale figures. Really, no one else is doing it to a high level. If you want that type of collectible, I always find myself needing to go get a statue, a quarter scale or something like that, to have it done well, which is a whole nother price point. So I would love for them to come out and start doing comic book characters. My reaction right away was great. Give me Jim Lee Batman, right? Give me Jim Lee Superman, like as inspired from Hush or something like that. Would really be fantastic. So I was pretty fired up when I saw this because of what's possible. A lot of collectors, in Hot Toys that get their content more from, the movies or the TV shows, I don't think are as into this. I don't think they really get it either, which is fine, right? If you're sort of draw your history of the characters and your attachment through maybe cartoons as a kid, the TV shows or the movies. That's cool. But there's, you're missing so much, I would say, in terms of the comic book side, in terms of the development of the character and a lot of great stories. So, for me, it sort of started with comic books and the movies are just the current extension of that. But given all the superhero movies these days, I do find myself going back, picking up omnibus, picking up trade paperbacks, graphic novels, and reading more. So, which has kind of got me back into the comic scene, the comic likeness. So definitely digging this look that they've done in terms of the outfit. Some people are also saying that's kind of Linda Carter. I can remember that TV show when I was a kid watching that in the 80s. It's not that either, right? It is comic book. So, if you go out and Google Wonder Woman, here I just kind of Googled Golden Age, figured let's just see what's on the cover of the Volume 1 Omnibus. You get this image, you can see the skirt, the stars, the silver forearm gauntlets, the big bird across the chest, gold tiara here, but those things are always changing over the course of the comic book. So you can connect that back to this and sort of see where it's drawing its inspiration from. So really excited for this. I think Hot Toys they're doing a lot of different things. I think it's a pretty exciting time to be a collector. We're seeing them tinker with these accessory packs with the Mark 50, with the Hulkbuster. I'd like to see more of that. We're seeing them put more technology in what would otherwise be soft good figures, right? Like LEDs in Thor, black light reflectors in Black Panther. And I will say with these concept versions, and again, I'll even put the Iron Man in there because that definitely was classic look Iron Man. Though I know it was more movie film art. But then this Wonder Woman gets even a step closer towards comic book. They're starting to step maybe in that direction. So maybe they're testing the market. I think it would be easy for them to do. It's just a matter of getting licenses with like DC or with Marvel. You don't have to worry about the likenesses with the talent, right? The actors and actresses, because you're just going for a comic book look. I think it would be easy for them to do. I think they got to get a sense for the market. I would be in. I would say I would love for that, for them to do comic books. I think it would be really disruptive to the statue market if they did. But again, folks like me, if I want some of my favorite characters, Spider-Man, Wolverine, in a really iconic fashion, I go get a quarter scale figure. But if Hot Toys offered something for half the price, I would be very interested in a 6-scale articulated figure. So that's for me is really the news and the excitement with this figure. It's less about the figure. I won't be picking up. I don't have any Wonder Woman, and I won't be picking this one up. I'm not here kind of judging the likeness to Gal Gadot. I don't think it's supposed to be here. At the same time, I think it's the same Justice League figure through and through. So nothing really changed or improved to look more like her, because I don't believe that's the intent. So what do you think? Are you into the figure? Do you like Hot Toys venturing more into the comic book side? Are you into that sort of thing? Do you care maybe? Let me know your thoughts below. If you're interested in doing any Hot Toys shopping, check that in the link in the description below as well. All right, guys, thanks for checking in on this heads up video. I'll see you next time.